My turn.
轮到我了。
My turn.
Siramo.
I have here today two very special guests. First, Sir Kilduff. If you've seen the episode with Speedy Claxton, he's the one who's behind the camera and made that all possible.
This is a good atmosphere. You got celebrities.
No problem, man. I'm happy to have you on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
About time. And then the infamous Ben Muller.
Oh, it's Muller.
Muller?
Oh, God.
Pardon?
This is how we're going to start this. Thanks for having me, bro.
No problem, man. Basically, you know, we're all around the same age and whatnot. And the New Year's, it's on its way. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's like, where are we going in our lives? And I know you're heading to Colorado.
Shit, that's right.
You know, and just taking that leap forward. How do you do it? Because a lot of people don't do that.
Well, I mean, it started with like an intention. Like, I got it in my head, I'm going. I don't know how, I don't know when, I know why. Why? Well, I wanted to go just adventure and do something new. But it all started with like an intention. Like, I'm going out there, now it's time to fill in the pieces, right? So, started out, wanted to go, then I got on Facebook, looked at like areas, looked at different types of subleases I could do, just explored my options. But I kept it open, right? I kind of had a feeling something was going to work out. I didn't know how it was going to work out, I didn't know when it was going to work out, but I just kept that intention there. You know, I'm going, how am I going to do it? I'm not so sure, but I'm going to take one step at a time.
Right.
So I did that, and it kind of just all fell into place. I mean, I wanted to be out there in November, even earlier if I could, but I didn't have anything really going for me yet, so I had to be patient. Living in North Carolina, so I was patient, kept checking Facebook for different types of subleases, and that's actually how I got the lease that I'm getting. I booked a trip to go out there and visit, travel, see the place for 4 or 5 days, and a day before I went out, I saw a posting for a room. It was actually like a 15-minute walk from where I was staying at the time. So like, perfect, I hit up the guy, he's like, hey man, come through, check it out. I met the dude, got a great conversation, and then actually 3 days later, I saw him randomly at a bar downtown, 20 minutes away from where he lives, on a Wednesday night. There's like 4 people in this bar, it's raining, it's gross outside like it is today. And I'm like, dude, what's up, man? He goes, bro, I think this is a sign. I'm like, I think it is too. I was like, I can't argue with that. He's like, all right, I just gotta get back to you when we have all the details figured out. I was like, awesome. So I waited about a week and a half, and he's like, hey man, you still wanna move in? I was like, fuck yeah, I wanna move in. He's like, all right, the lease starts in January. I said, fuck it, let's go. So
That's fate.
dude,
Hell yeah.
That's fate. It's
Word.
gotta be a sign.
that was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I didn't, and it was cool because like a couple minutes before, I was like, you know, what's really going on? Do I really want to be here? What do I really feel about the situation? It's late, I'm tired, I'm high as hell. And I'm like, shit, you know, I'm thinking a lot. And who walks in the bar 30 seconds after, not even I'm thinking that, but the guy, I said, you know what, I can't ignore that. I can't ignore that sign from the universe, from anything. And yeah, it's that. I sent him a Venmo for a deposit on the house. Shout out to Venmo, that's, the future is now. I literally just typed in on my phone $300, sent him a deposit, and he's like, all right, cool, I'll see you in January. I said, sweet, man. So tomorrow, I'm packing up my snowboard and my boots and all that stuff. I'm mailing it because it's like $80 to mail rather than like $150 to go through Delta.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I thought $150.
Oh yeah, it's robbery.
Crazy. So I'm gonna pack up 2 suitcases. I booked a flight, a one-way, and I'm flying out January 10th.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Booking a one-way flight. It's gotta be a crazy feeling, right?
I can't imagine that. Yeah.
That song with T-Pain, he's like booking a one-way or whatever. I was like playing in my head as I booked it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Fucking got in my feelings. Nah, it's cool, man. I'm excited.
Awesome. Yeah, good for you.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. It's a 6-month lease. I'm gonna go out there and bartend. Gonna snowboard a lot. Probably smoke a bunch of weed and meet a bunch of cool people and feel it out.
Yeah.
You going for it though? Like a lot of people are just here in Rockland, you know, stagnant, not doing much. Like people that we all grew up with,
Yeah.
we went to high school with.
And you know what? I mean, everyone's got their path, dude. I just think this is mine. Some people have what they want to do with their lives. If someone wants to be a nurse, someone wants to be a doctor, wants to be a lawyer. Kudos to you, man. Seriously, that's awesome. You're going to be successful. Nurses are going to help people. Lawyers are going to be successful and help people. Doctors, obviously, you know. I just don't know exactly what I want to do yet in my life. I really don't. And I'm not going to settle for some job that I'm not passionate about. You know, I majored in finance. Finance is my major, but I minored in psychology. Psychology really is what gets me going, and I would like to find a way to make money doing that. but I know at 22 I'm not gonna have that figured out. So I'm not gonna settle. I'm gonna keep traveling and keep going until I figure whatever that is. And keep going with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes you got to take a leap like that too to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Right.
It was kind of hard, mentally being like, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But sometimes, like you said, you have to take that leap. You don't know what's gonna happen. There's a quote. It's like, uncertainty is a pathway to freedom because nothing is known. So you can be in the moment and just let things come to you and handle them as they come to you. So I've been trying to do the best I can.
I like being prepared.
Yeah. You can be prepared. You can be prepared, but you can't control the future.
No, you can't.
You can be prepared. All you can do is control what you do. All you can control is your life.
Facts.
What you put out into the world, the energy you give out, helping other people, helping yourself. You can control all that. That's being prepared.
Facts.
But you can't be like, okay, I'm going to do this in 2 months and this is going to be exactly how it goes, because everything is ever changing.
Facts.
The only real thing right now is the actual moment, right?
That's all you have.
Because the past is a memory, the future is anticipation. The only thing right now is the present. And that's how you have to look at it, because it's true. That's like the fact of the matter.
That's why I try not to go crazy planning stuff out, because I know most of the time it won't pan out how you want it. Like in our field, bro.
Yeah,
like,
especially in our field.
What? It gets crazy.
Yeah.
Like problems with equipment, problems with audio, the right camera, or someone's running late, and you got to change everything immediately.
Yeah.
And it's like you're constantly on a fly almost.
You have to be adaptable for sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, being prepared.
Right.
All you can do is be prepared and have to adjust a little bit when it comes to that moment. And if it
Right.
works out perfectly, that's fantastic. But most of the time, it doesn't.
You played baseball.
Mhm.
Did that teach you that? You gotta.
Baseball is a very interesting game, very intricate. Me and Brian played on the same team for a couple years.
Those are some good years.
Dude, those are fun, man.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Shout out Rob D'Amelio. John Sullivan, what's up, boys? Yeah, man, baseball is crazy because baseball is the only sport where you fail 70% of the time and you make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right? So for baseball, the way I'm talking about is hitting. When you're hitting, you have a batting average, so it's your average hits per at bats, right? So if you have a 300 batting average, that means basically you get on base with a regular hit that wasn't an error, wasn't anything. You hit the ball, it landed, you got on base. If you do that 3 out of 10 times, in the pros of course, if you do that 3 out of 10 times, you make it to the Hall of Fame for being one of the best hitters ever. That means you fail 7% of the time. That teaches you how to fail, right?
Right.
You have to learn how to react to failure or learn from what comes from the failure, because then it's either you grow from it or you don't. But the people who fail the most and grow from it become the most successful. So I guess, yeah, baseball did teach me a little bit of that. Because you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for, let's take this to a hitting example. When you're hitting, you're going against a pitcher. They have a whole repertoire of pitches to throw. A fastball, curveball, changeup, whatever, what have you. Most of the time you're sitting fastball, right? Okay, fastball, not what I want, right? But if you're sitting fastball, there's a curveball coming, you have to adjust. You don't know what's coming to you. So you have to adjust, and you have to make an adjustment. You might change your swing up a little bit. You might change the approach you're going up against to, but you're prepared for it, and you don't know what's coming. You just have to react to it.
Just like life.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready for what's coming after you.
I guess
all
so.
the time.
I never really thought about it like that anyway.
I was analyzing it like that as you were saying it like that. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is so much like life.
Yeah.
For
Like,
sure.
Yeah, bro. What's something you try to do yourself to stay straight, narrow, and pursuing for what you want?
That's something I'm not that good at, honestly, and I hate to say it's my New Year's resolution because I think that's cliche,
Mhm.
and resolutions are made to be broken.
Right.
But it just seems like everything that's going wrong with my life that I don't like about it, it's all been kind of bubbling up, and it just so happens that right now, as the year is ending, it's kind of the point it's bubbling over. So I'm going to try to take with me into the new year all the things that I'm not good at and try to get better at them, like working on my craft, because I don't work during the day. Like I wake
Right.
up, I have nothing to wake up for, so I wake up at 10, shower and eat breakfast by 12, and then I come in and bartend at 3:30. So like,
Shout out Hudson's Mill.
yeah, my
Word.
schedule is like it's way fucked up. So I'm trying to wake up like gym, stretch,
Stretching's big, man.
work on my craft,
Stretch
like
more.
editing, photo editing, graphics, animations. That's all shit I need to get better at if I want to stay relevant in our field.
Facts, bro.
But I have to teach myself that because I don't have a teacher.
Right.
My only teacher is YouTube.
You both gotta check out Jordan Peterson if you haven't already.
Who's that?
Jordan Peterson, I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast. The first podcast I've ever listened to, out of random. Not at random, but first one I ever listened to. Jordan Peterson's a clinical psychologist. He was at the University of Harvard, then he went to Toronto. Basically, he put his lectures on YouTube, and a 5-minute clip that has like 10 million views.
Oh yeah, you were telling us about this.
So
Yeah.
he wrote a book called 12 Rules for Life and Antidote to Chaos.
Amazing.
Oh, you read it? Yeah, we talked
Amazing.
about this.
Yeah.
Dude, the book is eye-opening.
It'll change your life.
It's very straightforward. It's not a self-help book, but it's like a self-improvement book. But it's not like, you do this, your life's going to be great. He's like, do this, prepare yourself for the future, but set it up so you're living the life you want to live. And what I'm getting to is, he says, make yourself a schedule for the day. But don't make the schedule a prison for yourself.
Yeah.
Make it the schedule you want. He goes, look, if you're going to wake up and say, I want to study for an hour today, then I'll play video games for 15 minutes. He goes, whatever turns your crank, whatever gets you going, but make a schedule and stick to it.
Yeah.
Don't make it a schedule you're going to hate, but write it down. Have you ever written it down before, like a schedule before?
Nah, I've had it in my head, but I've never written it down.
Writing it down is good because when you write down, like, something happens in your brain to where your brain has to follow through the thought.
Yeah.
Because it's something that happens when you write shit. Typing's kind of the same. Make a basic schedule for yourself, man, and stick to it. Okay, I'm gonna wake up, eat breakfast, shower by 12. So 12 to 12:45, I'm gonna do editing, and then 12:45 to 1, I'll get ready for work, and I'll go bartend. That's just like a basic thing to do that Jordan Peterson is talking about, like making your own schedule that you want to do, not that you have to do, like that your day wants to be. And at the end of that day, you will feel so good about yourself.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a positive reinforcement cycle to where the next day you might do an hour of editing, hour and a half of editing, and then you start getting better at it, and then it starts becoming a whole
Because
positive loop.
once you get that good feeling of improvement
Mhm.
and you start feeling good about yourself, it's addicting.
Hell yeah.
You want to keep doing it. And keep
Yeah,
doing it.
you want to feel that momentum
Yeah, you wanna
each
keep
and every
getting better.
day.
That's why he says to make your bed every morning. Every day for the past probably like 2 years, first thing I do is wake up and make my bed.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll never do that.
I'm telling you, and what I rest my
I get it.
I totally feel
It's
you.
pointless to me. But I get it.
And what it does is it starts that positive loop of just getting shit done. And
It's
then
like-
it becomes remedial to you. It's easy.
Yeah.
Then you can do the next bigger thing that you thought you couldn't do, but you're like, oh, I just did all that shit. Maybe
Yeah.
I can do something else.
You know what Peterson said that like really got me going?
What?
He says every day you gotta find the dragon and slay it. Like
Find
that's
it.
how I look at life, bro. Like find the hardest task you have to overcome every morning, like as you wake up and just take it down.
Your own personal tasks too.
Hell
Not-
yeah.
Not what
yeah.
everyone tells you to do.
Nah,
what
not
you
work,
want to get
what
done.
you want to do for yourself.
I agree.
Yeah, every day. Do the same shit tomorrow.
He also talks a lot about walking that line of balance, right? So here's how I picture it. You have a straight line, and you have chaos and order. And you're supposed to have one, and you want to walk that line forward, right? This is how I picture it. The line's going up. You're starting here, going up trajectory. There's chaos on the left and order in the right. You want to have one foot in chaos, where you're not knowing what's going to happen. The unknown. Chaos is the unknown. That's what Jordan Peterson describes it as. And then you'll have one foot in the known, where you kind of know what you're doing. You have a way of doing these things that's familiar. So you have like not your comfort zone. That's a bad way of putting it, but what you know, what you can handle, your day-to-day activities. You know, waking up, showering, going to work, doing that. But you also have to have one foot in the unknown and walk forward, upwards.
Right.
So you're straddling this line of balance, and you're going upward with it, and that's how you stay a competent human being and you grow. So that's one of the, like Taoism. That's a lot what Jordan Peterson talks about. That's kind of relating to that. That's something I try and do every day. Do something that makes you uncomfortable every day. Whether it's reading for 10 minutes, doesn't make you. Reading's not very comfortable, unless it's like a fiction story that you like to do. But nonfiction, something you like, read about film, read about audio, learn about it. It's not comfortable.
I got so many unfinished books.
So maybe pick up a book and read for 10 minutes a day. That could be your uncomfortableness, you know? I think everyone needs to read more,
Yeah.
for sure.
I just wish I liked it more.
Well,
Now I do like it, but like
It's-
if
it's-
I had the choice between turning on my TV and reading a book, I'm gonna turn on the TV every time.
well, what's going to make you feel better after?
Reading.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. But
It's
I
'cause it's
don't
harder.
have that. It's like instant gratification versus the delayed gratification where what I want to do right now
Mhm.
is like eat a bag of chips and watch Star Wars
Don't we all?
on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But I feel like shit 2 hours later because I realize I haven't done anything yet.
Well, how about, now I'm not telling you, but this is what I've thought about and done. Read first, then you feel so much better when you watch that Star Wars, dude, because you earned that shit.
You earned it.
You earned it. That's what I do with smoking weed, actually. So I'll wake up, I'll have like a mental list or a physical list of things to do for the day. And once I get them done, I can smoke or I can hang or do whatever I want. But usually it's smoking weed, just because I like smoking weed. And dude, you just feel so much better. You're like, yeah, I earned this. This is like the light at the end of the tunnel. You know?
You're not feeling guilty either.
No, hell no.
It's like a treat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a treat.
Just like dogs. You tell them sit, you give them the doggy biscuit.
You guys ever have, you calling me a dog? No. Just you guys ever work for like 6 days straight or something? And
Yeah.
that 7th day you have off. It's just
Yeah.
like so nice to do nothing.
Yeah.
You gotta earn your relaxation.
But you can't do a lot of nothing each and every day.
Exactly.
That's when you just fall into this deep hole that you can't climb
Yeah.
yourself out of.
It's hard.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't like being bored.
I don't either. I like being inspired and
Yeah.
just constantly thinking,
Doing
what's
stuff.
the next move? You know?
I really like that you're doing this podcast, by the way.
Bro, I love this thing, man. This is fun. Like, I enjoy doing the shit out of this. If I could do this all day, I would do this every day.
I think
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
I think it's
I have fun doing this, bro.
this is cool. And next time I come home, we should all get together again and recap on
Yeah.
what's been happening. Like since
See,
what,
like,
however many months it's
Who got
been.
better at what's different about
Right.
our lives now.
Facts, yeah.
Just a little update.
For
Come back
sure.
with that.
When are you coming back, by the way?
I have no clue. So I fly out January 10th to go to Colorado, and I have a 6-month lease. So, dude, like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen.
What is that?
6 months?
June.
From January? That'd be June?
So it's actually like a five and a half-ish month lease. Like the guy, so I'm taking over a room for a guy who's going to travel for 6 months. I think he's going somewhere else in Colorado, but I think he got severance from his job. I don't know the exact story, but he's gone for 6 months, right? So I'm moving into a room. The bed's already there. The dresser's already there.
That's nice.
I'm just packing up sheets, a pillow, my clothes, you know, whatever basic necessities I leave. I don't need that much. I'm setting it up, and he's coming back sometime in May. He doesn't really have an exact date. So sometime in May he's going to come back. But if I don't have anything going for me by 5 months, I probably wouldn't have anything going for me anyway. So at the end of the 5 months, I'm thinking actually about going traveling a little bit.
Nice.
Maybe going, one of my sister's friends, Jen Mearns, shout out Jen Mearns, she's one of the coolest people I've ever met. She's from Liverpool, traveling, I don't even know, traveling God. She's been to like 61 countries. She's toured with Kiss, toured with Motley Crue, like working on like on their stage crew or
I
something.
gotta hear, bro.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, she probably has some crazy
I'm sure
stuff.
she'd
Oh,
love
yeah.
to. I'm sure she'd love to. So I might fly out to the UK. I'm planning on flying to the UK maybe for like a week and then going to Africa or Egypt in Africa or something like that. Going to see the pyramids or something.
Nice.
Wicked.
So we talked about that because she's actually in America right now. She's been staying with us. She's like family to us, and so I'm looking forward to that potentially in May. Or if a sick ass job comes my way, I'll take the job. I mean, I'm not opposed to working hard. I'm not opposed to working. I'm just opposed to working at a job that's gonna suck the soul out of myself at 22.
Oh, it's my biggest fear in my life, bro.
Oof.
And the fact that it's about to be 2020 in hours from now. Like, this decade, bro, if we have kids or get married, it's not surprising. So, like, we have to lay down our foundation for what we're going to do going forward.
Foundation, that's a very good word.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these,
we need
are, these are the
foundation.
years right here. Every decision we
Like,
make.
hell yeah.
My girlfriend tells me about this. She's reading some book or something. Every decision you make at this age right now, it's literally going to determine your
Fuck
entire
yeah,
life.
It's gonna
bro.
multiply.
Every decision you make matters.
Yeah.
Like, whether you want to wake up and
This
click
is the
snooze
time.
or
This is the time.
turn off alarm and get up and get going. Like,
Oh,
that
but laying in
matters.
that bed is so sweet in the morning,
So
man.
It
nice.
feels nice.
Oh, it's so good. You gotta get
You
your
gotta
ass
get
up.
going.
You gotta get your ass
clock's
up.
still ticking.
That's right.
We all got to get better.
We all have to, man. Each and every day.
It's like a constant improvement thing. Like, there's no end result. There's no end result. You never are gonna be satisfied
Yeah.
completely.
No.
People think that, and I'm a victim of this too, man. In college, like, I had a finance degree, I had all that stuff. I kind of wanted to just reach a sense of security that I had my life together for me, and that I had the finances based, and I had, you know, all my grounds covered, so I could be secure and live a good life, regardless of how much I hated my job. I'm not there anymore, dude. You're never gonna reach a sense of security completely, ever. You can search for some type of security in your own personal, what you want out of it, but you're never gonna be 100% secure, ever. Like, life's gonna throw curveballs at you when you're not expecting it the most. So you do have to be prepared, and so you can cover yourself. But I think personally, a search for security in a hole is a bad way to go about things. I think you should be searching for insecurity, unknown, uncomfortableness. That's a big thing about me going out there. I'm gonna be uncomfortable as hell in the first couple.
Yo, that's why you inspire me, bro. Cause you're dead ass just getting on a plane with all your belongings and peace.
Oh, yeah.
Look at he's geeking right now. Like, yeah, I know.
I'm excited about it, man. It gives me like good butterflies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I did that with
Great.
Charlotte the same way. So I moved to Charlotte for college from New York. I just had to get the hell out. I had to do my own thing. I had to, at least in my own head, I had to. You know, there's more out there for me. So I went to college not knowing a single person in North Carolina, besides like my one cousin and my aunt that lived like 30 minutes away. But I went random roommates. The first night of college, I go to my roommates, I'm like, all right, man, I got a 30 rack of beer and an eighth of weed. Mind you, they don't sell 30 racks in North Carolina. That's a bunch of bullshit. It's all 24 packs.
Really?
Yeah. But I brought a 30 rack down from New York. North Carolina has weird laws in some ways. But, so I go to my roommates, I'm like, hey guys, you guys want to go out and do stuff? All three of them were like, nah, man, we're just going to play video games and hang out. I'm like, are you kidding me? So the first night of college, I walked to the student union and I'm like, hey, my name's Ben. Do you guys want to hang out? My roommates suck. A couple of them were like, nah. A couple of them were like, yeah, man, let's go hang out. And that's how I made some of my best friends, dude.
That's awesome.
Like,
guts.
fuck. But that just goes to show that, like, I did it once. I can do it again. I have 4 years of experience under my belt now. I do feel a little bit smarter, after college. Not even from what class taught me, just from what you learn as a person.
In life, yeah, especially about yourself. It's so
In
important.
a social setting, and now look at that. Like, you made that one uncomfortable decision, and now you're doing it again, and it's easier, but the stakes are much higher.
Yeah.
You're moving to another fucking city, but it doesn't feel that scary because you've done it before.
Nah.
So you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that?
I believe in my abilities to, like, enough right now. I'm not where I want to be. I don't think I'll ever be where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like I was saying before, there's always going to be another level. But it's also about appreciating where you're at in the moment. Appreciating who you are, what you've done to get here, which is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to appreciate what you've done to get to a place because you don't want to praise yourself for what you've done in the past. Well, at least I don't know. But I'm still striving for the next thing. But if you're able to find that balance of being in the moment, of realizing somewhat who you are, somewhat what you bring to the table, it changes it rather than trying to adhere to somebody else's or society's or another person's expectations of what you think they want you to be. Does that make sense?
100%.
Does that make sense? And I think if people are able to come to that terms with themselves, they'll look at the world in a different way. Their perception of the world is going to be whole different, and the way you go about it will change. That's something that changed for me, for sure, towards the end of school. I thought I wanted a finance job right out of college, and I didn't get them. I got a decent resume, good GPA, experience, and I just kept getting turned down. I was like, okay, well, time to reevaluate what I really want, what I really want to do. So I said, screw it, I'm gonna do something new and travel. And I'm really happy about it. If I would have been stuck in if I was stuck in some basic finance job, I'd hate it. If I was doing a finance job for a big company that's worth it in 5 years, that's a different story. That's a whole different story. I know a bunch of people doing that, and I'm happy for them. A bunch of my friends, they're gonna be great in 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, whatever. But I don't think that's my path, not right now.
He and I have the same conversation sometimes, how being out of college and trying to get a job, it's difficult. Like, Brian and I have this conversation at least twice a week.
Every
bro.
time we work together.
Yeah, just about.
It's hard, man. It gets real.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning, and it's like, okay, what do I want to do today? That's it. I don't got class. I could work if I want to. I could play video games all day if I want to. I could go to the gym. You can go either way. It's up to you now. And that's a cool feeling, and that's a scary feeling.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. But we're here doing it.
We're all just trying to figure it
I'm all
out.
trying to figure. I think everybody is.
But we're doing well. I'd say so.
I'd say so too.
Could be doing a lot worse. That's
Could be doing a lot
Hell
worse.
yeah.
Man, you really got to step back sometimes and realize you have a roof over your head, you have running water, you have somewhat of a family, whatever it is that loves you. Someone out there loves you, and you have food in your fridge. You know how blessed you are to have that happen. Like, seriously.
You're rich.
Yeah, seriously.
We are the 1% of the world, basically, just by being able to sit here, have this podcast, talk about trivial problems, quote unquote, issues that sound like problems. How about that? When somebody across the world, our age, was born into a different life just by whatever chance and whatever you believe in, and they don't have running water in their village.
Yeah.
Dude.
No shoes.
If you can't appreciate
We're worried
that,
about finding a job that pays us enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a completely different set of problems.
completely different set of problems. And I think that's very refreshing to think about when you're sitting there bitching about, in college, oh, I got 2 exams tomorrow, I got this to do or this and that. Well, you're blessed to have those problems. Those are good problems to have. You're getting a degree regardless. You're going to live your life. So I think if you're able to appreciate those little things, that changes how you view just, what do you want to say, success in your own eyes,
Yeah.
what success really is. And I think that, it's all about how you view it all. Somebody could have $6 million in the bank and be like, man, once I get to $10 million, I'll be set. Man, gets $10 million. Once I get $20 million, I'll be set. Or you can be someone who just has enough money to get by with the bills, but they enjoy their life. They're like, you know what, I'm okay where I'm at right now. I'm striving for something more, but I'm okay where I'm at. And that's just 2 different views of that person.
Yeah.
It's how they view the world, their perception of it. I'm big on perception. How you view something is how it is reality to you. Without getting too deep into that, but it's true. Your view on something is its reality to you. It's your subjective reality.
Yeah, it's
No,
all
you're right.
relative.
Yeah.
It's all relative. It's all
It
relative.
could be like us here at work. Like we can have one night it gets slammed. Like, oh my god, I can't find the bottles I'm looking for. They haven't made the drinks yet. The kitchen's backed up. It's like, just calm down, take a breather.
It'll work out.
It'll work out. The night will end. Like you got this.
And at the end of the day, you're still making money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just
You're still gonna count the
chill.
money in that tip jar.
The
Yeah,
service
we're still gonna get paid
That's
on
the best
Friday.
Damn straight. The service industry is funny, man.
Bro, what?
It takes a
It's-
different type of human being
Hell
to work in
yeah.
the service industry.
Everyone can't do this.
I also don't think the service industry is going anywhere. I
No,
think
never.
it's only gonna rise.
Me too.
I plan on being a bartender probably the rest of my life. Now, not only that, but on a Saturday or Sunday on the weekends, I plan on bartending one day, make a couple $100, be the spending cash for the week.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's why I wanted to do it. And you're proving my point. So I can take it anywhere,
Mhm.
which is exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bartending
So
the first
that-
couple months.
Yeah,
of my life.
anywhere.
That was my main decision.
Everywhere there's liquor, there's restaurants.
Mhm.
People want to get drunk.
People are yearning for face-to-face interactions now because everything is technological. People are yearning. This industrial arts over here, it wasn't supposed to be a hangout spot. They didn't want to put chairs and tables in there, apparently. So what I've heard, I don't know if it's true. But people kept showing up to hang out for an hour and a half with their dogs, with their families, just for an hour and a half after work. They're yearning for interactions with people just because how many TV channels do you have now? How many subscriptions do you have to Netflix?
iPads and
Everyone's
Hulu.
staying inside and doing stuff, and that's okay. And I get it; it's really cool. But there is that need for human interaction, and you're not going to get that many other places than a restaurant or a bar sometimes.
You're not.
So I don't think that's going anywhere anytime soon. In 2018, the service industry was the fastest growing industry out of any of them.
Is that right?
I believe so. You can fact check me if you
I
want.
believe it.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, I believe it. We're social creatures.
We are social creatures, and I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen in 5, 10 years? I think something big's going to happen in the next 20, 30. I don't know.